So.
All right. Well then, we will go back. We are reconvening to open session at 6:13. And where am I? We have nothing to report from closed session. And may I have a motion for approval of the agenda?
I move to approve the agenda.
And a second?
Was she going to change it, something?
We're not now.
Okay.
We're changing the change.
Okay.
I'll second.
Thank you. And all in favor?
Yes.
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 Okay, yes. Okay, and now we could take public comment on non-agenda items. Do we have public comment?
No, we do not. No.
We do not. Okay. I'm going to go ahead. Well, no. I'll wait and read this later in case we do, if it comes time. Okay. So on to reports. 8.1 Student Representative Report. Did I miss? I'm sorry. I totally skipped it. I went off the wrong page. I knew I'd make a mistake every single time. My apologies, Diana. Patriotic exercise.
Okay, so I wanted to share the Women's History Month, which was posted on our Facebook FBUSD page, and how it all started. And this is what new information, because I have spoke on this topic before a few years ago, and I think my data then was that the first state that allowed women to vote was Wyoming, which is kind of a shocker. So education in Santa Rosa, California, first celebrated Women's History Week in March 1978 to increase awareness of women's contributions to society. Organizers selected a week in early March to correspond with International Women's Day on March 8th, yesterday. Over the next several years, other cities across the country joined Santa Rosa in celebrating Women's History Week. In 1980, U.S. President Jimmy Carter declared the week of March 8th National Women's History Week, urging everyone in the United States to participate. According to Carter, too often the women were unsung and sometimes their contributions went unnoticed. But the achievements, leadership, courage, strength, and love of all the women who built America was as vital as that of the men whose names we know so well. The week-long event officially became a month-long one in 1987 when Congress passed a resolution designating the March as Women's History Month. Women's History Month has been celebrated in the United States every March since. And often the notable figures that are honored are spotlighted during Women's History Month are Sacagawea, a Native American woman who helped make Lewis and Clark's expedition to map part of the West in the early 19th century a success, Elizabeth Cady Stanton and Susan B. Anthony, who fought the equality for women in the mid-19th century, more than 70 years before the 19th Amendment gave women the right to vote in the United States in 1920, and Harriet Tubman, a spy who led slaves to freedom during the Civil War, Amelia Earhart, one of the world's first female pilots who mysteriously disappeared over the Pacific Ocean in 1937, Madeleine Albright, who became the first female Secretary of State in 1996, and Misty Copeland, the first African-American woman to be named a principal dancer, the highest level in the 75-year history of the American Ballet Theater in 2015. So every March, people in the United States celebrate the achievements and history of women as part of the Women's History Month.
Thank you. Okay, and we'll move on to acknowledgements.
All right, so our acknowledgements this month, it is Arts Education Month in California, Youth Art Month. I cannot speak today, sorry. Music in Our Schools Month, National Nutrition Month, and as Diana was just saying, National Women's History Month. We also had Read Across America Day last week on the 2nd, and Cesar Chavez Day is on the 31st of the month.
Okay, thank you. Right, and on to communications. I think we've all had the same emails. Yvonne Brown, Kathy Cervelli Orsi, Scott Talbot, Russell Jewett, Patty Shoemaker, and the gentleman that was